Greetings, Japan fans. In today's show, we are going to look at protection. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 9th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, your corporate coaching and training guy committed to your success, president of Dale Carnegie Training Tokyo, Japan, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book in Japanese, Za Eigyo, is available on Amazon. We are broadcasting around the world from Minato-ku in the center of Tokyo, the leadership capital of Japan. Brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. And trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentations Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is "どうやって行きますか?" どうやって行きますか? For example, if you're asking someone for directions, so how do I get to XYZ? They may tell you. And then you might ask, well, how do I get there? What's the best way of getting there? At which point you would say, again, all very informal. You'd never say this to a client. But amongst friends, you'd say, どうやって行きますか? How do I get there? どうやって行きますか? How should I go there? どうやって行けますか? 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 Now, this is episode number 456. Woo! 456. And today we are talking about leaders need to protect themselves. Business is stressful. Becomes very stressful when your industry is hit by a global pandemic. Just when you start to believe we may be finally escaping the death roll of the virus, we get Omicron pop up and raise the ante completely. Just to add to the stress levels, we now look like we're entering a global economic meltdown because of the impact of the war in the Ukraine and the sanctions on Russia. Oil, gas, and grains are rapidly rising in price, as are the delivery mechanisms of the global supply chain. If you are in certain industries, the pandemic has smashed you. However, other sectors have been sailing along quite unaffected. A global recession, however, is much more democratic and will share the pain with everyone. As leaders, we have to be the rock for our teams. Everyone gets nervous about their job, and in some cases about whether the company can survive a 1-2 punch of the pandemic followed by a global recession. When the going gets tough, the tough get going is an old mantra. For leaders, though, their role is equivalent to the captain of a sailing ship. Before the coal-fired steam era, ships relied solely on the wind tides and the skills of the captain to deliver everyone safely to their destination. The team relies on the leader as captain to keep the company and staff safe. The natural inclination is to start working 18 hours a day, frantically trying to keep everything going. This is not sustainable and is not necessary. If you work 18 hours a day and you have 10 staff, they will outwork you. Their standard 8 hours a day collectively adds up to 80 hours a day compared to your 18. Working long hours under stress is tiring, and the first casualty is judgment. Making key decisions when your brain is enveloped in a fog is not recommended. This, however, can easily happen if you keep working long hours and don't rest. Rest here means rest for the physical body as well as the mind. Lying in bed or on the sofa with your brain on fire from worry about the future of the business looks like you're resting, but it is actually not restful at all. You don't get up feeling refreshed but exhausted. Being able to make good decisions, create a survival narrative and deliver with conviction requires energy and a fresh mind. If the leader is just whipping themselves into a frenzy of hard work to fix the issues, then the ship will go down because the captain will implode. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. Today's show is brought to you by, on the 19th of April, we're doing our course previews. On the 21st and 22nd of April, we're doing high-impact presentations. 23rd of April, we'll be doing professional ongoing education for our alumni. On the 13th of May, we'll be doing more course previews. Our website is www.dale, D-A-L-E hyphen Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E .co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 for you there at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, the Bible for selling in Japan, and Japan Business Mastery, as well as my new book, Japan Presentations Mastery. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's a premier business show in Japan, comes out Mondays. Fridays, we have Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders in Japan from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Don't forget, you can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. As leaders, we have to understand our own energy wells and when they need refilling. Taking a day off is probably needed sometimes. Working 18 hours a day is definitely not needed. The leader's time would be much better spent investing in the team to make sure that what they are doing during their 8 hours a day are the right things, done in the right way. Not micromanaging, but supporting and communicating. We get into a loop where we are focused on getting deals done or selling our clients, and so we abandon the rest of the team to let them work it out on their own. It is a natural inclination, but it misses accessing the power of leverage. How many clients can we individually contact or see, compared to how many our team members can see, are obviously totally different. The leader's job during a crisis or a struggle for survival is to be the fountain of optimism and hope. That sounds easy to say, but not so easy to do when you are staring into the abyss of corporate oblivion. It is even less easy when you personally are feeling exhausted every day. Case studies and academic theories don't prepare you for the hand-to-hand fighting required to preserve cash, your only oxygen in business. We get ourselves into a death loop of stress, exhaustion, and depression. The whole structure starts to unwind and begins to spiral downwards. We need an intervention, a break from the chaos, a little time to remove the fog covering our brains. Leaders need to protect themselves because if they push themselves over the line, then the whole team is lost. Stepping back from the fray may seem cowardly or weak, but getting a better, high elevation to the battlefield may be what is needed to find a way through the mud and blood of the strife. Take a day off or even a couple of days off to recoup. the energy needed to keep the team going. Come back refreshed to the problems, and hopefully with some clearer thinking and better ideas. This is not our first inclination, but we have to listen to our biorhythms and judge when we need to rest. When the going gets tough, the tough step out, rest, clear their minds, and then rejoin the fray. We have to upgrade our thinking to match the modern business world and be careful about applying yesterday's solutions to today's problems. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Take what you found valuable, immediately put into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. Be one of them. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.